Alright, we have some big news, massive announcements, probably the biggest news we've ever had on the history of this channel, so pretty important we share it with you guys. Sarah's not here right now, you're probably wondering that, and she doesn't even know I'm making this video, so it's just between me and you, and like I said, a lot of you have been around for 5 years, our whole journey, so it's pretty cool to be able to share this story with you guys. So yeah, it is the end of an era, and a lot of people don't know me and Sarah's story, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool that we can share it with you guys. So me and Sarah met in 2019. I was living in the southwest of Western Australia with mum and dad at the time. I was still at home, yes, and Sarah was up in Perth working as a teacher. I was a Sparky down south anyway. We were 250 kilometres away, and you're probably wondering, how do people meet? How do worlds collide that 250 kilometres apart? Now, dating app, and Sarah liked one of my photos, so anyway, we got chatting. I ended up driving up to Perth to meet her for the first time. She absolutely blew my socks off. What a wonderful lady she is. And as you guys know and have come to know Sarah, yeah, she's a legend. Anyway, I'd only known Sarah for 2 weeks, and I decided it would be a good idea to go on a bit of a camping trip together up to the northwest of Western Australia, which is somewhere I hold pretty close to my heart. I've been going up there my whole life for family holidays. I thought it was a good idea to pack up the 120 Series Prado. That was my first real full drive. Had a King's rooftop tent and live out of the back of this car with a girl that I really like for a 3-week trip, keeping in mind we've only known each other for 2 weeks. So we went up to the northwest. It was such a sick trip. Anyway, we come back home, back to our normal lives, working lives. I was a Sparky down south in the southwest, and Sarah was still a school teacher, and we got really sick of the long distance sort of thing, 250 kilometres apart. So I decided to move up to Perth to obviously live with Sarah. We found our own house. It was a beach shack, so we lived just north of Perth in this beach shack thing. It was pretty sick. And about 6 months down the track, I asked her to be my girlfriend. I was broke at the time, so on the way to this date that I took her on, I quickly stopped and stole a heap of flowers out of this really nice garden in Perth. So sorry if I stole your flowers, but yeah, stole a bunch of flowers. I couldn't afford any flowers at the time. That was that, and 6 months later, we kept working in Perth, and we were just so sick of our jobs. So Sarah really wanted to go to Europe, and I really wanted to travel Australia. And this was a bit of a crossroads moment in our life, because if this didn't play out the way it did, we probably wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to you guys. So it was a real moment, and that's when, in 2019, as you guys know, that's when the big outbreak happened. So we couldn't go to Europe, which we were going to do before Australia. So we set up the 150 Series Prado, which you guys know and love as Percy. What an epic vehicle that turned out to be. And yeah, decked it out as best I could. Had a set end date. Sarah was going to quit her job. I was going to quit my job. We just had an RV3 tent at the time, so we were doing a heap of local trips while we waited for our lap date, essentially. And I was really inspired at the time by the Trip in a Vans, the Sparkies on the Loose, all these sort of OG YouTube channels that were doing the lap around Australia. And this is before YouTube was like such a big thing. Everyone sort of does YouTube today, but back then no one really was doing it. So I was inspired by them, but I was also not very confident on camera. I didn't even know how to speak to camera, to be quite honest with you guys. So much fear of judgment from my friends, my family. It wasn't such an accepted thing back then like it is today, YouTube. Like I said, every man and his dog's doing it these days, so it's a different time. But back then, yeah, it was quite scary and daunting. But the straw that broke the camel's back, well, actually, let me play this clip for you. This is the first time I ever spoke on camera, and this is before we left on our lap. Yeah, this is pretty cool footage, because I explain why I started the YouTube and a silver lining that come out of a very bad situation. But you're going to see how bad I was at speaking on camera, and it just shows you guys that me and Sarah aren't special. Like, we're the most ordinary people ever. So if we can do it, sort of you guys can do it. But g'day guys, hope you enjoyed that corny little intro. Probably wondering, who's this weird guy filming himself talking? I'm Keelan. Sarah can't be here today. She's actually at school teaching because it's a Friday. This is our first real video on the channel. we're gonna have a crack. We're going around Australia next year, so I thought we'd better off start a channel now, film our travels along the way, and if you want to watch, that's great, but if you don't, that's also great. A few trips coming up, we're also going to film them. We've just bought a caravan from the east coast of Australia, and we're going to drive over and get it. It's all real dependent on South Australia's recent outbreaks and borders and all that jazz, but hopefully it all clears up for us. I'm pretty bored at home on holidays. I've fractured my wrist, being a bit of an idiot on a quad bike. I'll put the video in now. Breaking my wrist was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, and it's funny because at the time it felt like such a horrible thing, but the boredom of being off work, I couldn't do anything with my hands. I was like, one hand was dwindling away, it turned into a stick, and just that boredom of 8 to 10 weeks outweighed the fearfulness of actually starting to speak on camera. So I thought, bugger it, jumped in the car and made a crappy little YouTube video. Yeah, which is funny to look back on now, the origins, but that's sort of how the YouTube all come about and how we sort of ended up meeting all you guys watching as well. Was me breaking my wrist, because like I said, Sarah didn't want to do it, and I don't blame her. It's a pretty scary thing to do, and I think that's why a lot of people don't even start in the first place. At the time of starting that YouTube channel, we kept it a secret from our friends and family for like 6 months, and the reason we did that was because we were so scared of judgment, what my mates are going to think, whether they're going to tease me or not, because like I said, it just wasn't a thing back in the day. So 6 months went by and no one even knew we had this YouTube channel. A heap of you guys did, but not even our friends and family sort of clued onto it. We didn't really tell many people at all. Yeah, before the caravans and all the flash stuff, we had a 30-second pop-up RV3 tent, and yeah, we were traveling a little bit in that for a while, but that got pretty old, as you could imagine how uncomfortable you'd be full-time traveling in a tent on the ground. We definitely did it, but we were like, oh, we should definitely get a caravan. Like I said, we were inspired by these other channels that had caravans and how like more comfortable that looked. Grouped both of our savings, it was pretty much all the money we had just about, and we decided to purchase our first little caravan, and it was a Oztrack, which we ended up regretting buying altogether. But one thing I learnt from the Oztrack is how to fix stuff, which again is another silver lining. At the time it was crap, but looking back now, I learned a heap of skills about how to do wheel bearings and all that sort of stuff from that caravan. So we picked up the caravan, and massive credit to Sarah. I don't know anyone out there that would be able to firstly put up with all my antics, my ADHD, my sleep walking every single night and keeping her up all night. Plus, she can rough it with the best of them. Like, she's a proper country girl. She grew up living on a farm, riding horses. And then I've come from a coastal background, surfing and stuff. So it's cool that we were both at that stage when we picked the caravan up. We were still fresh. We'd only been together for probably just under a year, and we're going on a lap of Australia. And we were showing each other parts of Australia and different perspectives on Australia that both of us hadn't seen before. So it was so exciting and new. And don't get me wrong, when you leave on a trip with your partner, you definitely fight, you definitely argue. It's not all, you know, sunshine and rainbows. Don't let anyone tell you that, because yeah, you're living in such a confined space together, and that will put pressure on any relationship, whether you've been together for 40 years or 6 months or a year like we had. But yeah, we just learnt never to talk about anything serious when we hadn't eaten, and at the time we were pretty much broke. We were budgeting $450 a week, believe it or not. That's when everything was cheap still, but we couldn't afford snacks. We were just eating main meals, like sort of lunch and dinners, and yeah, a lot of our arguments happened on empty stomachs. So we soon realised to not talk about serious things on empty stomachs, pretty much, which is hilarious to look back on now. So from that moment there, me and Sarah slowly became ourselves on camera, because we were so concerned about what people think. You sort of close yourself off and don't show your true personality. It's like a defense mechanism, because that way you can't get hurt if people don't actually know the real you. And as we were going down this path of like committing to doing YouTube full time, we sort of slowly grew into our own skin on camera. And I still remember the day that we made 50 cents off YouTube, and we felt so rich that day. Yeah, it wasn't about the money or anything like that. It was just sort of almost like a penny dropping moment, pardon the pun. At the time, we were just trying not to go back to our original job. So whether it was 50 cents, $2.50, just bus money at the time, you know, that meant the world to us. But for us, it was never about the money or the likes or the comments or anything that's sort of superficial like that. It was about us trying to live the best life we physically could live. And yeah, whether that's taking risks, making memories, and we were documenting this whole thing to start with just so we could show our future kids this one day. And so 2 years later, after we left, obviously we got approached by Urban Caravans. They've been a massive part of our story. We obviously upgraded our caravan from the Oz truck. We were so stoked about that because all of a sudden I wasn't spending nearly as much time fixing things, which made my trip a whole lot better, made Sarah a lot less stressed as well, whether we're gonna make it places or not. But yeah, 2 years later, we were still wearing those shoes. We were still eating the same food. I was still drinking the same beers. Our following had grown a little bit more, and we started to lock in a lot more about filming and editing. It really became our, I like to say, job, because it's not work, it's a job. So I'm passionate about what I do, and I actually love our job. Like Sarah loves her job, I love my job. But yeah, our thing became a job. Our hobby became a job at that point, 2 years in. And we probably just completed a lap of Australia, bar Tasmania. We couldn't afford to go over on the ferry. So yeah, that's why we didn't do that in the first couple of years. Our favourite mantra over the years has been just have a crack. And I think that's what we've done this whole time. And Sarah especially, like, her skill set is ridiculous. And how quickly she picks up certain tasks, whether that's business related or, you know, she's so good at so many things. And literally, yeah, I'm pretty much just doing the YouTube, just talking on camera. Like, she does pretty much everything else. So fake it until you make it was such a big thing for us, and we've just learned how to do all this stuff. We're not good at running businesses and all that crap. Like, we are literally just the most normal amateur people at most things. So now I'm going to flash up some of our favourite memories over the years, some key moments. I obviously can't do them all because there's been so many, but yeah, let's take a little trip back memory lane.
We used to chase that Chattanooga freight, couple of kids in a Chevrolet, catch a little air when we cross the tracks, sipping on something from a paper stack. You hang your shirt on that maple limb, slipping through the moon to the river bend. Wasn't very long, I was jumping in. I guess I'm still doing now what I was doing then, chasing you like a shot of whiskey, burning, going down, burning, going down, chasing you like those goodbye tail lights, headed west to anywhere out of this nowhere town, chasing that freedom, chasing that feeling that got gone too soon, chasing that you and me I only see in my review, till I'm laying here tonight holding someone new, still chasing you, still chasing you. You always used to talk about LA, I heard you got as far as Santa Fe. Well, you know I tried to track you down, I only got as far as Guitar Town, singing about a girl I used to know, well, you should know that I haven't given up, I'm just on your radio, chasing you like a shot of whiskey, burning, going down, burning, going down, chasing you like those goodbye tail lights, headed west to anywhere out of this nowhere town, chasing that freedom, chasing that feeling that got gone too soon, chasing that you and me I only see in my review.
One other thing to know is me and Sarah have met so many lovely people, so many friends that we have today on the road. This last 5 years of our life has been the best 5 years of our life. We've had ups, we've had downs, we've had contrasting moments. You can't have sunshine without the rain. And yeah, we've met so many amazing people that we now call our friends. And yeah, I'd say traveling Australia for a long period of time is like such a concentrated way of living life. Every day is different, and you wake up one morning not knowing you're going to drown your car in a river that afternoon. Like, that's the sort of scale of it. It can go 0 to 100 so quick. And yeah, it's such a concentrated, I think me and Sarah's relationship has been developed more so than someone that's probably been with their chosen person for like a 10-year period. You can sort of cram 2 years what feels like 10, you know, while you're living on the road. So yeah, that is pretty cool. Now, I'm waffling on a little bit here, but that's pretty much our story. And there was one thing that I've been wanting to do for the last year and a bit, but to make something special, yeah, everything had to line up, and our mates were here over Christmas back in the southwest of Western Australia. Brad and Haley, our really good mates from our Australia trip, you guys all know and love those guys as well. They were coming over to hang out with us, and I thought it was the perfect time to do this. Our good mates Brad and Haley rocked up, and I decided to take them down to our favourite beach, and the four of us were just sitting there watching the waves, and I decided to do this. Now, I asked Sarah for a photo, and which threw her off straight away, to be completely honest, because I never asked for a photo, and then I whipped something out. Anyone else, so will you marry me? Is that a yes?
Oh my God.
You bloody beauty!
Right, I have to put it on your finger, I think. Left or right?
Oh my God, Keelan, it's so nice. What the hell?
Oh, and it fits! Yeah! I'm so good, you are.
Why am I shaking?
I was like so nervous. I'm pretending to film the surf and shit, but actually in my head I was just like doing backflips.
I was like, why does he want a photo of us? I was like, you're getting a photo.
Oh, she actually cried.
Oh dear.
I love you.
Oh, give us a look, Sarah.
I'm shaking.
Shame.
Okay, you're shaking too. You're shaking.
Oh, I'm so happy for you guys.
Oh my God! And finally,
You happy with it?
it's so nice. What the hell?
Such a special moment. I can't believe that I dropped a knee finally. How sick is that? And I was absolutely crapping me dacks. Don't worry, I was for once lost for words, and I just knew how such a momentous occasion it was, and yeah, to share it with our good mates too. They captured it so well on camera without tipping Sarah off. She was so shocked. She didn't even know I had a ring, and massive shout out to our mates Jason and Elisa as well, and Victoria. I actually got the ring made in a different state, so Sarah had no idea that it was coming, because we spend all of our time together literally every day. There was no real time to get away and sort of, you know, keep it a secret, so I got them guys to help me with the ring, and then we had it flown over and stuff, so a pretty big operation. But yeah, pretty cool that we're engaged now, and again, we can't thank you guys enough for being a part of this journey, and I'm so glad that we can sort of share such a big part of our life with you guys. It's been the best 5 years of my life, and I know Sarah feels the exact same way. Hopefully she likes this video when I show her. But yeah, it's pretty cool to look back at memory lane, and here's to another 5 years to come. Cheers guys, see you on Friday.